And let me go across to my special panel tonight. First, joining me is Prashant Bhushan. He's a senior advocate of the Supreme Court. And of course, tonight he's member of the core group of Team Anna. Also joining me tonight from the Congress is Jagdambika Pal. Now, he's one of the MPs who filed a privilege notice against Kiran Bedi and Om Puri. I'm also joined by Shaina NC, a spokesperson for the BJP from Maharashtra. Also, I'll be joined by Madhu Kishwar, editor of Manushi and Wealth outspoken activist. Prashant Bhushan, if I can begin with you. We're hearing news now that the CBI is likely to object to its investigation wing, its anti-corruption wing, coming under the Lokpal. Every day there are likely to be some new developments on this issue. How hopeful are you that the Lokpal Bill, which will finally be passed by the Standing Committee, will in effect be the Lokpal Bill you wanted?
No, the bill that will be passed in the Standing Committee may not necessarily be the bill that is passed by Parliament. We have to see what happens ultimately in Parliament. However, see, there are still many remaining issues. Only 3 issues were settled in the Parliament's resolution, and even in those 3 issues there would be sort of scope for manoeuvring, etc. We would have to watch that, but apart from that there are many other issues with this bill: the selection procedure, the removal procedure, the whole procedure for investigation, where a very special procedure for investigation has been laid down in the government's bill, by which the accused is given a hearing even before the investigation begins, even before an FIR is filed. The penalty imposable on the complainant, the case that will go on immediately against the complainant, the counter case for frivolous or vexatious or false complaint.
So you don't think this development of the CBI says that... No, so you don't think this development, the CBI for instance is said to be worried because they're saying that their autonomy will go if it comes under the Lokpal. Do you think that's a viable argument, considering the opposition will always say the CBI anyway reports to the government?
No, that's not a viable argument. In fact, the whole object of putting the CBI under the Lokpal was that the corruption investigation, the anti-corruption unit of the CBI should be under an independent authority, not under the government, because the corruption investigation is directed against the government. So that is why there is a conflict of interest, and therefore it should come under an independent authority. Of course, the CBI cannot be unaccountable altogether. It has to be accountable to somebody. In the Jan Lokpal Bill, we have made it accountable to the Lokpal by way of administrative accountability,
yes,
and to independent complaints authorities which would be set up in the states by way of complaints of corruption or misconduct against them.
Mr.
So therefore,
Bhushan,
they would be accountable.
Sure. Yeah. Mr. Bhushan, before I go across to the rest of my panel, just a question to ask you. We know the first meeting of the Standing Committee on this will be next week. We know that the panel for this is being finalized, and Manish Tiwari opted out because he said some objections had been raised to him. Your team has also raised objections to people like Lalu Yadav, to people like Amar Singh being on this panel. What would you say today? Are you happy with how things are? You met Abhishek Singhvi yesterday for an informal chat. Are you happy with how things are proceeding?
No, we had not raised any objection to Mr. Manish Tiwari or to Mr. Lalu Yadav or to Mr. Amar Singh. We were just, I had just said in jest that committee which has such eminent personalities is sure to give us a very good anti-corruption law, and eminent personalities like Mr. Lalu Yadav or Mr. Amar Singh, who have considerable experience in corruption. So anyway, whether people like them are there or not there is not going to determine what the committee will do or not do. It has about 30-31 members.
Right.
But in any case, we will need to still engage with them very closely and sort of pursue all the issues. I have just mentioned some of the issues. There are many issues, there are many problems with we had outlined at least 22 problems with the government's bill.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.